Today, Jim Croce is so widely regarded and renowned for his light-hearted and upbeat classics like Bad Bad Leroy Brown and You Don't Mess Around with Jim, that it's easy to forget that in his tragically shortened life, Croce wrote some of the most heart-wrenching and beautiful love songs of the early 1970s. Songs like Operator, Lover's Cross, and These Dreams are just a few examples. However, it is perhaps Croce's haunting ballad Time in a Bottle that is remembered as his most treasured composition. Accompanied by a beautiful two-guitar progression, Time in a Bottle describes the discovery of perfect love in less than perfect circumstances. In this sense, it is a regretful ballad, a melancholy realization that moments are fragile and pass, and even the happiest times can't be saved forever. Sadly, time was something Jim Croce was robbed of. He and his lead guitarist Maury Muehlisen, along with 4 others, were killed in a small airplane crash in September 1973. Unlike so many other musicians who tragically passed away at either the very beginning or declining years of their careers, Croce is one of the few who can legitimately be said to have been at the top of his career at the time of his death. After years of struggling as a club singer with his wife Ingrid, during the latter 1960s, Croce briefly endured a stint out of music, during which he worked as a construction worker, truck driver, and held other jobs to support his wife and newly born son. However, by early 1972, Croce had returned to music full-time and quickly found a fan following with his outrageous tales of everyday rough and rugged individuals and sharply contrasting love ballads. By the fall of 1973, Croce was 30 years old and fresh off his most successful album, Life and Times, and the #1 hit, Bad Bad Leroy Brown. In fact, in the 18 months prior to his death, he had released 2 successful albums, recorded a third, and registered 3 charting hits. The special blend of wit, humor, sensitivity, and honesty in Croce's music had quickly made him a favorite across a very diverse audience. Oddly, during his lifetime, the song Time in a Bottle was largely overlooked. Although it was included on his 1972 album, You Don't Mess Around with Jim, it was never released as a single and therefore received hardly any radio airtime for a year and a half. However, in September 1973, the song was used as the theme of an ABC television movie called She Lives. The following morning, radio stations were flooded with phone calls requesting the song. The obscure track quickly became a sensation. With tragic irony, Croce would not live to see the success of his lament on the passing of time. Only weeks later, he would perish, leaving behind his beloved wife and young son. In the saddest twist of fate, posthumously, Time in a Bottle would go on to become Jim Croce's second #1 hit.